If you're wondering what's going on in the crypto market and going on in the stock market right now, let me quickly tell you, the markets right now are reacting to some absolutely crazy news that came out that the US and Iran are pausing their strikes. And so things are well, can't finally say they're peaceful. No. But what they are is kind of neutral for a change, at least for the foreseeable future here. And so the markets had a massive reaction to that, 6 p.m. Eastern time yesterday. But really, all around, this is going to be a pretty eventful week. Let me just quickly walk you guys through everything that's set to happen over the next couple of days, as right now, over on Monday, well, we already know what's coming for us, right? As we've got the July consumer confidence data coming out on Tuesday, July Fed interest rate decision coming out on Wednesday, this could really make or break the entirety of both the stock market and the crypto market. Well, we'll talk about that a bit more in just a second. We've got some absolutely crucial earning reports coming out over on Wednesday as well, including Microsoft and Meta. We've got the July PCE inflation data coming out on Thursday. Apple, Amazon reported earnings over on Thursday. July MI consumer data, or for that matter, a ton of data coming out that exact same day. As you can see right here, I was thinking about it like, okay, should I cover them one by one? But there's a ton going on this Thursday. It's just completely stacked full with all these different things. And matter of fact here, since what's happening right now is we've kind of got this mass spurt of different numbers coming out before what we often like to call like a summer break, where a lot of data does not come out before like the end, or I guess let's call it middle of September yet again. So usually when you look at the most important numbers, it's really not that many. And right now it's absolutely cracked, completely full. This Thursday, we're going to see every single thing, as also it is literally the half of the year that just finished, right? And now we've got about a month or so worth of data after the first half of the year finished. So a lot of conclusions need to be done. And that's actually on a year by year and also on a quarter to quarter basis. Now, as I stated before, what's more important though is actually the Federal Reserve interest rate decision, as right now it's pretty stacked that everybody expects is going to remain the same. But if it does not, if the interest rate does not stay the same and all of a sudden it changes, oh, that could be something. Now, that's all on the front of like major news, more on the macro side. On the crypto side, there was actually one pretty massive announcement that came out just now that kind of deserves a video on its own. Binance's founder CZ reacts to BitMart's shutdown. Self-custody if you know how to keep your seed phrase safe or use the largest exchange with staying power. Well, the long story short about that is that BitMart, which I don't personally use, but I've seen in the past quite a lot, just put out a notice a little bit ago, a little bit earlier today, or yesterday, after careful evaluation of the company's operating conditions, market environment, and future strategic direction, BitMart has made the difficult decision to commence an orderly wind down of its trading platform operations. We deeply regret having to make this decision, and the key dates here are yesterday. New registrations, deposits, and new trading orders will be suspended. Then about a month from now, all trading services will be discontinued. And then about half a year from now, the platform's operations will officially cease. Now, at the same time, you can still, of course, take out all your money, as they're basically shutting down in the peaceful way. They just do not want to continue operating, which to me is so strange. Why? Well, because if you take a look at BitMEX, which shut down a couple of days ago, and then right now look at BitMart, which literally was just hiring somebody, it says over on their X, and they were so extremely popular, it kind of makes you wonder what exactly is causing this to happen on such a massive front. Is it that it can't keep up with the costs anymore? But, well, when you look at the cost of an exchange, I think the hardest part really is the setup cost, which includes primarily, the whole wallet situation, how to safeguard that. But they could literally just change their platform a bit to be more like a white label off of Binance, which was what a lot of exchanges like to do, to at least keep their operations running to some extent and still make money. Again, would that be the best platform? No, but I'm just talking about it from a entrepreneurial perspective, that I find it odd that these guys will leave so much money on the table. And so the only thing I can think of is they don't want to see their platform lose money, not work anymore, but just not lose money over the next couple of months. They want to cash out as much as possible as they have right now, as they do not expect the crypto market to get better. Again, they could do it through a ton of different methods to still extract as much as possible, but they're not, which I'd say is pretty good. The fact that they're not trying to milk this to the bitter end is a pretty nice thing. But yeah, some people are saying, you know what, useless exchanges leaving. Nobody was using them anyway, so I guess it's not that bad. But it's always nice if you watch these crypto news videos to see that, for example, BitMEX is shutting down, and right now BitMart is shutting down, because if you still had money on there, which I personally even have, it's nice if somebody reminds you to go ahead and take some of that off. Well, I mean, I shouldn't say some of it. You should take off every single penny off of BitMart because, well, they're ceased to exist. I mean, you have half a year, though. You've still got some time. Now, on the macro front again, because I like to go back and forth a little bit, man, the AI front is going so crazy. NVIDIA just launched an open, secure AI alliance to basically bring a lot of companies together to stop all these companies from being hostilely taken over, and to basically stop the spreading of all these dangerous AIs without any way to prevent them from taking over the entire world. And so they're launching an alliance to stop AI-powered cyber attacks by utilizing AI to build better countermeasures, which is pretty cool. At the same front, chipmaker CXMT surged by nearly 500% on its first day of trading and becomes China's most valuable publicly traded company. I told y'all the AI slash chipmaker slash let's call it storage unit slash every SSD, every single data provider and data center, every single thing of that sort is so freaking huge right now, and it still remains to be. Why? If you're looking at the data like I am every single day, you realize that the growth spurt in AI is kind of stalling a little bit because the advancements are less big, and a lot of people have already heard about AI now, but still there's so much more to be gained, because I really think the next crash will purely be because AI just gets too good and it just goes too fast, or government intervention. But you have to understand that we saw the worst of that already with Anthropic being halted by the government, and OpenAI right now taking a little bit of a stance of, hey, let's let the government invest so that we can still continue on. But the point here is, even the Coinbase CEO said the rise of AI will make crypto more important, arguing that autonomous AI agents will depend on blockchain-based payments and programmable digital assets. I've said this 1,000 times before. He refers to this emerging sector as agentic finance, AI-fi, and I've said 1,000 times before that every single thing crypto will become so much more needed, so much more useful as AI takes over and becomes more autonomous. And so hey, I should follow this guy. I really just think we should stay quiet, keep chilling, and as I made a video about yesterday, just be patient for what's yet to happen, because we're in such a good position. Anyway, as I'm scrolling through here, man, a lot has been happening over on the macro front, huh? There's really also a ton of back and forth about the Clarity Act, but it's being stated right now that the biggest thing that's keeping back the Clarity Act is that Trump made so much money off of crypto that they kind of don't want him to make more, or rather that they don't think it's fair, or that they think that he's trying to push it just to make more money himself, which of course has some logic to it. But from our side as crypto holders, hey man, let the guy make some money so we can make some money too, you know what I mean? I like that. Anyway, besides all that, the theory still stands, as I've described over the past couple of days, that the market is still in a very, very good spot. Even though we saw a rejection a couple of days ago, it was a rejection that was necessary and really not too surprising. And depending on what happens over the next couple of days, the whole trend is still very much in shape. We really just want to take out that $67,000 mark for Bitcoin, but we still, of course, have got some patience as we expect the really crazy run to start a little bit later towards the end of the year, with new all-time highs about a year after that. And still, as I stated before, we're in a very good spot. And if you also want to learn how to make these charts using AI, because I literally did not type in anything here, this all was done automatically, make sure you check out the first link in the description down below to bottrading.net. You know what? That's about it for this little crypto update. Just want to quickly let you guys know what's going on and that some very important things are happening over the next 48 hours.